Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So just let me know where do you guys have doubts. We will like look one by one each and every problem. Okay. So wherever you guys have doubts,
Ma'am.
give me a minute. Okay?
Ma'am, can you please explain the case or the operation?
Yeah, sure. Operation or observation?
Yes, observation.
Yeah. So yeah, what is case there? Case means the main like from where we collect the information about which, for example, if you are studying some group where there are some thousands of people are there and you want to check their BMIs, then you need their height, weight, right? So you are collecting data about some particular thing, that means person. So in that case, your case or observation will be people for whom you are collecting data. So case or observation are units for which you are collecting data. Okay.
Ma'am, your
Ma'am,
screen
that
is
means
black right now.
if I collect any data from the book, that means the book is the observation.
See, how you will collect like what kind of data you are collecting? Like data about books. For example, if you are collecting data about the books, let's say
No. I mean, if I collect any data from some books, suppose there is a book related to some Ramayana, some Mahabharat. So, if I collected data from these books, so that means the books are these. In that case, books are the observations.
like you are collecting data
I am collecting data
Like
from
name
book.
of chapters.
from the books. No. See, case or observation is a unit for which you collect the data. For which you collect the data.
Okay.
Like if you want to, let's say, uh, you want to find, please keep your videos off. Why are you? Adarsh Kumar. Let's say you are collecting some, you have some books, let's say some 500 books are there, and you want to check uh, which book has like number of pages about the book and what kind of book it is, and like that, a number of viewers or rating of the book. Then you are collecting data for the book, like data about the book. In that
Yes, yes.
case, your case or observation will be books.
Okay, but suppose when I am taking some notes for my classes, then I need to follow many books. Suppose I have some two to three books, and some topics are is good for a particular. Let's suppose we have book number one, book number two, and book number three, and so on. If I have a particular topic which is good in book one, and some other topic which is good in book two, and let's so on. So in that case, which is the observation?
So, let's say first one is, then you have a topics, right?
Yes, yes.
You have some 10 or 12 topics. You are finding, you are collecting data, let's say, for that particular topics. Let's say topic one, topic two, topic three. Okay, you are collecting data for topic one. Okay, which are the books from where you will get that, like you are referring that topic, fine. In that case, your case or observation will be that topics.
Okay, in that case, what is the book is called?
Is your variable.
Okay. The book is the variable.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Ma'am, can
can
you
you
please
also explain the what is the unit?
Yeah. So, yes, someone was asking something. Yeah.
scales of measure?
Yeah. See, you have topic one, let's say, as your data, you are collecting, you are finding the names of book or references where to study that topics, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So unit is what? Unit is these things. Topic one is your unit. You are here, like for topic one, let's say you are finding references. Okay. Then you will find, let's say, number of questions asked in exam from that topic. Okay. And so on. You will collect some data regarding this topic one. Then this references, this number of questions, and all these are variable. You are finding values of this variable for this particular unit named as topic one, right? So this topic one is your unit, okay? And this topic one, topic two, and so on are your cases. Fine.
I did not understand.
Okay, so let me change the example. So whenever you study cases, you say cases are nothing but the units about which you collect the data, right? Is it so?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's say there's some class and you are collecting you want to calculate the BMI of the student. Then what the things you will need is, let's say, first you need student's name. Fine. Then you will find, okay, height, weight, and also you are collecting some more details also. Let's say their gender and let's say blood group also. Fine.
Yes.
Okay. So now you have table. Okay. So here you are collecting data for whom? Like, what is your unit, or what is your like object for which you are collecting data?
For to measurement of BMI.
Sorry?
For the measurement of BMI.
No. Okay, for the measurement of BMI, but from whom? Like, the data
For
is
the
coming
students.
from whom?
From the students.
From the student itself. Okay. So let's say here some A, B, or till Z, there are some student. Okay. You are collecting data for this A. Okay. Then you will find height of A, weight of A, gender, blood group. Fine.
Yes.
Similarly, you check all these variable for the person B. Fine. Height, weight, gender, blood groups.
Yes.
So the thing for which you are, that's not target. See, that BMI is also a kind of variable, and in future
Yes.
you will tell it as a target in future, not now.
Okay.
Fine. So this A, B, C, from where you are, like, these are the units for which you are calculating, or from uh, which you are getting the variable values.
Okay, that's mean the students are
Just
the
a minute.
unit.
Just a minute. Who is Pawan Prajapati? Just a minute. Okay. So yeah, where we are. So you are collecting data from A, B, C, and Z. Okay. So these are your units for which and from which you are taking the data. Like you will get height from the person, right? Height, weight, gender, and blood group. You will get all these things from that particular person A, B, or whatever your cases are, whatever your observations are. So this kind of things about which or from which you are calculating the data, you are noting down the data are the cases or units or observations.
Okay, cases and units are same.
So when you read the, like, cases are like variables. You can say height is one of the variable. So in that case, if you want to say what is your case from this table, then you will say, okay, student name are my cases. Fine. In cases,
Yes.
you will have units.
Okay.
Fine.
Okay.
But when you read different kind of books, they may mix up this language. But just understand, as of now, cases are your like case and variable, observations variable. So student name is your cases, and inside it you have units for which you are calculating data. So this A, B, C, D or particular person is your unit.
So that means at a particular time, the name of the student, that means a particular student is the unit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
And
in
for
general,
which and for
so
yes,
in general, if you want to say who is the unit, then what will you say? Student,
the
right?
student. Yes.
So it may be A, B, or any particular student
Yes.
also, or in general, you say, okay, student are the units. Fine.
Yes.
Okay.
And also in that case, the students are also the observations. So because we calculate the BMI for the students.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Okay.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
is it possible to have more than one case in a data set?
No. It may be like if you change the question, see, whenever the data is there, then you will simply data doesn't make any sense, right? From data, if you want to like come out with one description or inference, then you have to ask some question to that data set, right? You have to form some question. So according to question, sometimes it may be possible that for one particular case, for one particular problem, one particular thing is your case, or sometimes it may change also. But as of now, you just keep it as okay. Only one case is there in a table.
Ma'am, for unstructured data in activity questions 2, fifth question, it was asked what are the examples of unstructured data, and the correct responses were web pages, video files, image files. How would they be unstructured data? They literally have a format in which you have to submit them in. So how are they unstructured? And
Okay. We will come to activity question. So I'm just taking just whatever the doubts are there. Activity question I'm going to take.
oh, okay, thank you.
Ma'am, as you told me that there can't, sorry, as you told that there cannot be a more than one case. But in this scenario, each student is a case. So here the cases are more than one.
No, 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 no. Student are the cases. So obviously each student is your case.
Oh, so student is case, but each
Yeah.
students are not case.
Sorry. Each
Ma'am,
student is case. See, when you read the definition of case, what do you read there? Hello.
Ma'am,
yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
ma'am, a
Please
line was
explain me scales of measurement.
Yeah. Just a minute.
hello, ma'am.
Yeah. Speak.
Ma'am, row represent cases or for each cases same attribute is recorded. What is attribute here?
Attributes. This
Yes,
height,
ma'am.
weight, gender, blood group are the attributes here. Attributes means what are you noting for this particular case or for particular unit? What are the variables you are noting down? They are said to be they are called as attributes. These are attributes.
Ma'am, cases
Ma'am,
are
and what
those.
is time plot?
Sorry,
Plot?
time plot. Uh,
Yes, ma'am.
when you will it's time series data, you
Yes, ma'am.
you just note down the things, some particular observation over the time, right? And when you
Yes,
plot
ma'am.
that thing, that's what time plot is.
Ma'am, one last question. No absolute zero means?
Yeah, we will come to that. Have
Okay.
you attended the last lecture?
And
Ma'am,
no,
cases
ma'am.
are those for which the data are collected.
Yeah, cases or units are those for which you are collecting the data. So here, uh, what is the point? Who are the case or what is the case here for which you are
Ma'am,
collecting the data?
A
Ma'am,
will
for
be the
the
case
first row
and
is
B will
A,
be.
for the second row is B, and so on.
Yeah, but in general, if I ask, then A, B, C, D is nothing. You have to say, okay,
Student is the case.
yeah. So it may be possible you come with some, let's say, A1. You got another student in your classroom and you have to note the things. So what you will do, you will add one more case, right? You will add one more unit in your data set.
Ma'am, can you
Are you
Ma'am,
explain
getting my
if
point?
the name will same, suppose ma'am, we are collecting the data for A and another name is A, but the datas are different, then will we consider as a case?
Student are the case, but then you have to give some reference to that student. That's nothing but the roll number you give sometime, maximum of the time, right?
But ma'am, in the definition, there is mentioned that cases should be uniquely
Unique,
identified in
yeah.
each row.
So if the names are different, then you will assign them a number, right? So at that time you will say, okay, roll numbers. But when you say theoretically or generally when you are talking or when you are describing the data, you will say, what is your case? Then you will say, okay, students are my cases. I have collected the data for the students, right?
Ma'am, can you explain difference between descriptive and inferential statistics?
Yeah, I will. So person who was asking for this, are you clear with it?
Yes, ma'am. But
Yes, ma'am.
in this explanation, in this example also, yeah, the case and the units are the same for this particular example.
Yeah. See, it is a language, case or observation or unit.
Yes.
I am repeatedly, like whenever I am describing this thing, I am using these three words, na? Case,
Yes.
observation, unit, whatever you want to say.
Okay. 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 Mane all these things are same.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, I
Yes.
have a question. Can I go ahead?
Yeah.
Ma'am, there's a question in non-graded practice assignment which asks the difference between it's between inferential and descriptive statistic topic only. So there's this question which asks it's on COVID-19 data and the people living in Chennai location.
Hello. Just a minute. Who Anshika is speaking on? Anjali.
Yes, Mama Manjali. It's question
Okay.
number. I wanted to.
Actually, we are going to practice an assignments. Practice an activity session one by one. I was just taking this data, so we will go that question one by one. So it will be good to have in a sequence. Is it fine for you?
Sure, Mom.
Okay. So let me share the screen for the question. Activity 1.1. Those who have doubt in activity 1.1, please tell me. We will have that question first. Hello. Hello.
Ma'am, week 2, can I ask from week 2?
Just a minute. Just a minute.
Ma'am, I have a doubt from activity 1.1.
See, today's session is for week 1 doubt session. So we will first cover all the doubts from week 1 activity and practice session, practice questions. If time permits, then we will move to week 2.
I have
Ma'am,
doubt from week 1.
difference between
1.1.
cross-section and time series data.
Just a minute, okay? Let me share the screen. Is it visible?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
Fine.
No, ma'am.
Now it might be.
Yes,
Yes,
it's visible, ma'am.
Now it
Yeah,
is
ma'am.
visible.
Now fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you can see the question here. Okay. Activity 1.1. What is the question from anyone?
Ma'am, I have doubt from question 8.
Yeah, which question?
Question 8, ma'am. Question number 8.
Question number 8. This one? Which one of the following statement best
Yes, ma'am.
describes the
Ma'am, why option 4 is incorrect?
difference between population and sample? So population, what the option number 4 is? Population is all member of organization, while sample is a member of organization who volunteers to participate in study. See, when we choose sample, it's not like it's we choose randomly, right?
Yes, ma'am.
A sample should be a first, what we say, rule to be a sample is it should be subset of population, and second one is it should be selected randomly, not voluntarily. That's why option number 4 is not correct.
Because it is not chosen randomly, that's why it is incorrect, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Ma'am, can I ask the question about question 5? Doubt about question 5.
Yeah, sure.
Same assignment. Descriptive statistics. Why is option 5 incorrect? Why we must always take into account the possibility of chance while studying descriptive statistics? Because we can do it on a sample. If the sample happens to not represent the population well enough, that can also happen because of chance.
Sorry, what did you say? You are not audible to me.
Sorry,
Option
can you
number
hear me
5.
now?
Why option? Yeah.
Yeah,
Your,
sorry,
your
maybe.
question is about option number 5, right?
Yeah, so chance is involved when we are performing descriptive statistics on a sample, because if the sample is not representative of the population, it could be because the sample was picked at random, and because of chance it wasn't that representative.
No, no. See, what descriptive statistics says it, uh, whatever the data you have, whenever you are talking about descriptive statistics, you can't move outside your data set. Even though you have, hello, just let me complete. Who is there? Please mute your mic.
Hello, ma'am. I am audible.
Just a minute, let me complete the thing. If someone has asked some doubt, then after that you start yours. Okay. See, so whenever we are talking about descriptive statistics, we can't have any data outside of our data set. Whatever your data set, you have to play with that only. So that's why we do not take into account the possibility of chance. Even though you have chosen, um, let's say your sample size is 200, and that sample is not good representative, then whatever you study, you can study about that 200 what we say 200 units only. You can't go outside and say about anything about the 201st thing. Fine. So whenever it's descriptive statistics, whatever your data set is, you have to play with that only. Are you getting my point? So that's why that
Yes.
option is incorrect.
So when we are doing descriptive statistics, we need not care about the whole. We are only concerned
Yeah.
with what we have picked to study.
What you have, yes, what you have and what can you say about that thing. That's it.
So if it's inferential, then you have to care about
Yeah.
the actual whole. If it's descriptive, you only care about what you're given.
Whatever the data set you have.
Okay, thank you.
That's why whenever we study inferential statistics, at that time we need a representative kind of sample, not any like particular.
Ma'am, you're not
Question.
audible.
Yeah.
You're not audible. Ma'am, I have a doubt on the question number 4.
This one.
Madam, before
Yes.
moving on to question number 4, I have one question to ask in 5.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I was in question number 5. I was confused between B, C, and D. Not D. Only B. I had selected descriptive is concerned with describing and summarizing the option B and C. Can only be performed on a sample, but actually C was the answer. So why is like
See, I just said you. Descriptive statistic is what you you can have any kind of data set, then you perform perform operation to find mean, mode, median, or something like that. That is what descriptive statistics. So you do not have doubt in option number B as it is directly definition, right? Then option number C is, am I right?
yes?
Okay. Then let's come to option number C. It says descriptive statistics can be performed either on the sample or population. Yes, it is right. Because in descriptive statistics, whatever the data set is, you will perform analysis on that data. So till now we have studied that we have either population or we have a sample. So you can have that. You
Okay,
can study descriptive statistic on particular sample also.
Okay, so since that option D is like only can be performed on the sample, just because they have
It's
said that
false.
it's okay. But
It's
most
false.
of the
Why it's false? Because it may be possible that you are able to perform statistics on population also. Actually,
okay,
we are when we have a large data set. We nowadays we have many softwares which can perform things on a large number of data set. So we sometimes we can perform the statistics or analysis on population also
okay,
if the
and
population size is limited. Yeah.
okay, and ma'am, in the next question number 6 that is down, they after Diwali they were collecting the air quality index of all major cities, and they have said want to determine which cities among the list have air quality index greater than 100.
Yeah.
So I had selected inferential, but the answer was descriptive. So basically, I think
Why it was so yeah.
basically after making this study, they are just getting which city is more than 100 and which city is less. They are not actually deriving any conclusion. They are not making doing some operation and deriving that. Is that the reason it is descriptive or some other reason?
See, please keep your mic in your voice. Okay, fine. So here, what did they say? To do so, they have come up with a list of major cities and respective what determined. Okay, fine. So what they did, they just collected some city names and found the names of city whose AQI is greater than 100. So they have not predicted anything, right? See, they are talking about India only, right?
Yes.
Okay, not India. So any country, let's say.
India
But
only, madam.
they have not said, okay, they have measured the AQI of the city and predicted that, okay, let's say in their list, Nagpur was not there, but they said something about Nagpur. After studying on some 100 cities, in that list of 100 cities, a name of the Nagpur was not there, but they describe something about Nagpur. Then this kind of study comes under inferential. When you study your data, you make operation analysis of your data and predict something about the newer one. That kind of study is inferential study. But in this case, what they have done, they have collected the city name, and out of that city name, they have find out the name of the city whose AQI was greater than 100. So they done the operation on the data and made the result about the data itself. So it's a descriptive.
Okay, got it, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
But
Yeah.
ma'am, in that case, they also get the conclusion.
So from descriptive statistic also we come up to the we can come with the conclusion. See, let me read the question. AQI of the major cities in India after Diwali to decide if air pollution is reaching unhealthy level. To do so, they have come up with the list of major cities and their respective AQI levels and want to determine which city. Fine. So they just collected the city name and they observed that the AQI level of which city is greater than 100, and they made conclusion. Okay,
But when we
these
get the conclusion, it is going to be the inferential statistics.
no, it's not like that. When you conclude about the thing which is not under your study, which case you have not considered in your study, and you are concluding anything outside that, that is what inferential is.
Okay,
But
okay.
but
Ma'am,
when you collect the data and you make some conclusion about that data, then it's descriptive. The very simple example is whenever you were in school, at that time you may have heard from your teacher that the average score of the class is, let's say, 40, 50. From where that thing is coming? That teacher has added all the marks for a particular subject and have find out the mean, right? And then he or she is talking about average marks. So they have studied the data of that 40 or 50 student and make the conclusion that, okay, average score was this. Fine. But they have not concluded anything about the upcoming exam from that data.
okay, okay.
Okay.
Understood. Ma'am, in the question number 4, the last sentence. The
Just a
question
minute.
number.
Just a minute.
Yes.
Please mute. Yeah. Who was talking? Unmute yourself and
Yes, ma'am. The question number 4.
question number 4. Yeah, this one.
Well, in the last sentence, in the last part of the sentence, they told that see how they behave on Facebook and Instagram. So that means they just observe the things. So why this is going to be the inferential statistic? It should be the descriptive statistics.
See, what is this? A news report. Facebook is partnering with the external researchers from the field of the political science and social media to examine the impact of social networking sites on society during 2020 US presidential elections. Fine. For that, they have between 2 lakh to 4 lakh users are expected to opt into the project to see how they behave. Fine. What was their target of the study? So you can see here the target of the study was to examine. Let me change the color. To examine the impact of social networking sites on society during US presidential election. Fine. For that, their sample size was ranging from 2 lakh to 4 lakh, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And out of that, like from 2 lakh to 4 lakh, they like had some analysis or something, and they find out the expectation that their behavior on the social network, let's say Facebook and Instagram, out of this 2 lakh and 4 lakh, they are concluding something about the society. Fine.
Yes.
So they have not limited their study till this 2 lakh or 4 lakh peoples, right? So this kind of thing comes under inferential statistics.
But ma'am, in the last few words, they told that how they behave on Facebook and Instagram. So if we study on the behave, so it should be the descriptive.
No, this was like they might have collected some data, and their question was, okay, from this data, we want to find out how they will behave on like how public will behave on Facebook and Instagram. For that thing, they have to collect some data, right? They have to collect some data. Obviously, it was not possible to collect the data from each and every user. So they have collected the data from some limited number of users, let's say 2 lakh to 4 lakh users. And they find out how they are behaving on these platforms.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
actually, I have confusion about now inferential and descriptive statistics. So, example now with fourth question is there. So, so what I have to see and how I get that which one is the inferential, which one is the descriptive. So, what is the major point?
See, whenever you are searching for the inferential or descriptive, let me just.
Okay.
Okay. Is it visible? Is the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So whenever we are going with the just a minute, inferential or descriptive, we have to note one thing. That's what you want to conclude from that study. Fine.
Okay.
So let's say descriptive. So whenever the descriptive kind of study is there, you just limit your study, whatever the data you have on your hand and what you want to conclude. Fine. But whenever it comes to inferential, you are like, okay, I have this data and I want to predict what the next incoming case or unit will behave for particular these things. That kind of thing falls under inferential statistics. Fine.
Okay.
Are you getting my point?
Ma'am, can you give me simple example? Like last example, you give classroom and like inferential. Any simple example is there? Like
Yeah. Descriptive, and another one is your inferential. So I will give you one or two case. You guys try to differentiate between them, what it is. Okay, fine. Let's say there is a town. Okay. There is a town. In that town, majority of the people, let's say 95% of the people have height more than 5 feet. Okay. Their height is more than 5 feet.
okay.
That you have like observed in that village or in that town, that 95% of the people have height more than 5 feet. So if I want to say this sentence only, under which like study you will put this sentence as, okay, in this let's say town named as X, more than 95% of the people have height more than 5 feet. Obviously, this is not a random statement. They have made some studies over that. Okay. They have collected the data and then they are saying that. Okay. So which type of study it is? Descriptive or
Descriptive.
Descriptive.
descriptive? Okay.
Descriptive.
Let's say this as a statement number 1. Okay. Now my statement number 2 is, okay, let's say there is like 2 babies born there in that town in let's say 2024. Then you want to predict the height of the baby. Then what will you say? Because yeah, because you know that more than of 95% of the people of that town has height more than 5 feet. That maybe some genetic things are working there. So you will predict something about the height of that 2 newborn babies. That thing will come under the part known as inferential, right?
Inferential. Yes.
Fine. So this was the basic difference. Now let's come to our example. Or you need more example about this. Let's say you are handling some course, fine,
Okay.
and you are instructor there, or you are the let's say principal of the school, and you got to know that in the year 2019, like standard 10th batch has scored like your average passing score of the school for the batch 2090 was 60%. That means 60% of the appeared student passed in the board exam. Fine.
Okay.
And you got to know that in 2018, it was something, let's say 58%. Fine.
Okay.
Then now you are in 2024. And this year's exam is yet to be done, right? So you have collected the data from the, let's say your school is sold, and you have the data from the last 30 years, and you are seeing the progress in your reports. Okay, the school is progressing. Then when news channel or someone comes to you, and as you are the principal of the school, you have to say something about 2024 results, right?
Yes.
Then whatever you will say, let's say you are saying that, okay, this year we will have 70% result of the school for the class 10th. Then what kind of statement it is,
Inferential.
right? And but you have not said this 70% randomly, right? You have observed some pattern from the previous data, and you have said something. You have inferred something from that previous data, right?
Yes, ma'am.
It was not random. Let's say the another guy who is your friend, and he has opened the school in 2024, and he is also claiming something. Then what kind of thing this is? This is nothing, right? Because it may be possible that he is observing their student and claiming something, right? Observing their prelims marks and internal exams and whatever it is. But here it was something you have studied the previous data, you have studied this batch also, and then you are claiming something. That is what comes under inferential. Fine.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. And what about descriptive statistics? So for descriptive, you just consider the class, and you consider the result and say, okay, this year the result was 69% or somewhat. Fine. Let's say the 2024 results are released, and then you are coming again in front of media and whatever it is, and you are saying that, okay, this year's result was 69%. Where it will go? Under descriptive, right? Because it was after the results.
Yes. Conclusion is there.
Yeah. Conclusion here, it is also, this one is also a conclusion, or not a conclusion, we can say prediction
Probability. Yeah.
or
Yes.
inference.
Chance is there. 70% chance is there.
Yeah. It may be possible that sometimes your descriptive and inference will match, and maximum of the time it will be like nearby, or sometimes it will be very like maybe your descriptive is 100, maybe your descriptive is 69 and inference is 100%, inferential is 100%. This kind of error comes when you select your sample like sample from the dominant part of the population.
Okay.
That we will study in future.
Election exit.
Yeah, that is also election and exit poll. When you talk about that, that is also kind of which one?
Inferential.
Inferential, right? Fine.
Ma'am,
So,
in question number 10, can you please explain it?
yeah, just a minute. First, let me just inform me whether question number 4 is clear or not.
Yes, ma'am, it is clear.
It is inferential. Fine.
Yes.
Question number 10. Okay. Yeah. So, in question number 10, what is it? A director of engineering institute wants to evaluate the performance of student of all years and all departments in the institute. He randomly select a performance report of 50 students from the first year computer science batch. Based on this, choose the correct option from the below. Okay. Is the sample chosen is correct? Sample chosen is correct as it is collected randomly. So no, its sample was chosen from a particular department. That's why it's not collected randomly. So it's wrong. Again, the next one. It is wrong because it is not collected randomly. Sample chosen is wrong as it is not collected randomly. Fine. The sample chosen is correct as it is subset of population. It is also wrong because subset of population is not the only thing. We need a representative. Like whenever the sample is there, it should be a representative of the entire population. So first of all, it should be a representative of the population and should be chosen randomly also. The sample chosen is wrong as it is not. Yeah. So the last option is correct. Yeah. What is your doubt in this one?
Ma'am, why it is the sample chosen is wrong?
Because it's not representative of the entire population. See, they want to find conclusion about the whole institute, and they are selecting the like they are selecting the students from the CS batch only. What about the other batches? It's not correct. For example, if you want to predict, let's say, farm
Okay,
in the
that's
India, farm in the India. Okay,
Is
you
it comes
want to
under
study.
inferential statistics, madam?
Sorry.
Is it comes under inferential statistics?
Okay, let me check again. Wants to evaluate the performance of the student of all the years.
Yes.
Yeah, it is inferential. And all the
Thank you.
departments in the institute. He randomly select the 50 student based on this. Yeah. So yeah, what was your doubt?
Ma'am, why it is sample is chosen wrong?
Yeah, fine. So here there are some 4-5 departments are there, fine. And you are choosing the sample from a particular batch. That's why it's not a good representation for the population. When it comes to represent a population, you need at least one, or like if you are selecting 50 students, then it should be like, okay, at least five students from each department.
Okay.
See, if you want to say something about or infer something about India's weather, okay, and you are collecting the sample means you are collecting the temperature. Here because you want to conclude about weather or let's say temperature, and you are collecting the data from the, let's say, only from South India, and that to Chennai, then you will say, okay, in India it is always hot. So your conclusion is wrong, okay? Why your conclusion was wrong? Because your sample
Because I
was
did
wrong.
not study the whole India.
Yeah, because your sample size was wrong. Okay, it's like reasonable to say that, okay, India is so large, so you can't take the temperature from each and every part of the India. But it is also wrong because you are taking the temperature from one area only. Fine. The same thing is here. If the director wants to evaluate the performance of the student from all the years and all the department, and he or she is selecting student from first year CS batch, then that's not justified, right? The simple is
Yes,
not
ma'am.
correct.
Ma'am, why it is the inferential?
Because see, he wants to evaluate the performance of the all student, all years, all departments. Fine. So in a college, if you say, let's say IIT Madras, we have like some 6 to 8,000 students are there. And when you want to perform any, like say performance, when you want to evaluate the performance, it is one of the thing that you calculate each and everything about each and every student and say something, then it will be descriptive. But this will be a time-taking procedure, right? Instead of that, you will take some 1,000 students and study about that students and infer about the whole institute. Then that's why it is inferential. Here it
But
is
ma'am,
inferential because he or she has selected some 50 students from first year CS batch. His sample size is 50 students only, and he is going to predict about the whole and like all the students from all the departments. That's why it's inferential.
okay, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Thank you.
question number 9.
This one,
Ma'am,
yeah.
Why
ma'am,
why
um,
listen all the balls are all the balls? Why
Sorry.
only Duke?
According to the ICC, the test cricket ball venue should a test cricket ball venue should not weight more than 163 grams. Manufacturer of Duke cricket ball suspected that the average weight of their product is more than 163. To confirm this, 100 Duke cricket balls were selected. Based on this, choose the correct option. Fine. So yeah, so 100 is the sample and population is all the Duke balls. Yeah, what is wrong there?
Why can't all cricket balls are population?
Oh, okay. Because of this line, the manufacturer of the Duke cricket ball suspected the average weight of their product is more than 163 grams. Because of this only. Here they have indicated that their population is this one only, Duke cricket ball.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ma'am, I have doubt in AI AQ1 for sixth question.
This is 1.1, right?
Yes,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
can I leave if my doubt is over?
Yeah. If you want, you
thank
can.
you, ma'am.
We will be here till 8.
ma'am, can you have the recording of this lecture?
Yes. Fine. So
Ma'am,
is there any
1.4.
other doubt from 1.1? Otherwise, we will move to 1.2 or 1.4. 1.1, any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Okay, let's go to 1.2.
Yes, ma'am.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Actually, that 1.1, that 9, the Duke ball question, ma'am, why that sample is not for all balls? Because maybe that Duke cricket will is randomly selecting 100 but that actually comparison will with the whole ICC means it consists of all balls, right?
No, yeah, it is, you are right. But here they say that to confirm this, they have taken 100 Duke cricket balls. That's why the sample is 100 Duke balls. 100 Duke cricket balls. It may not be
No, I am
the
talking
good
about
representative of
population.
the sample. Yeah.
I am talking about population. So population should be all cricket ball from that 100 Duke ball that's selected, right?
No. From the Duke ball only, they have selected 100. See here, the manufacturer Duke ball, they have talked about that manufacturer has suspected that okay, average weight is more than 163. So what they did, they just pick up the 100 Duke balls.
Okay.
That's
Understand.
it.
The second line, the manufacturer of Duke cricket ball. Okay.
Yeah, that's why this line is there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Ma'am, can you explain question number 6?
This one.
Yeah, this
AQI.
one.
You were not there. We have
No,
discussed
I
this.
was not there.
Okay, then I
Sorry.
will suggest you to please watch the recorded videos because we have 4 activity questions. If time permits, I will
Okay.
come back to this question again.
Okay.
Okay. Any other question from 1.1?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Get the recorded video.
From where we can access the recorded video of these lectures?
It will be on YouTube
Ma'am,
and also
on
on your
channel
portals.
IT
Yeah.
Madras?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Fine. Any other
Ma'am?
question from
Ma'am,
1.1? Yeah.
Question number 2, ma'am. Can you explain it, ma'am?
This
Ma'am,
one.
question number 4. Can you explain me? Yes, ma'am.
1 and 2.
Hello? Only 2, ma'am.
Question number 2 only. Okay. What can you say about the nature of this? Identify the correct statement from the following. Aforementioned conclusion made on the basis of sample is correct. Fine. This is based on this data, right? Study has been conducted to examine whether the students who were applied for MA entrance exam in 2020 are willing to write the exam in coming week or not. Yeah.
Question number 4.
Someone has asked about question number 2, right?
Yes, ma'am. It's me, ma'am.
So let me clear it. Then we will come back to question number 4.
Okay, ma'am.
And we have discussed question number 4. Are you joining late or what are you doing? If you are joining late, then please watch the recorded lecture.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. It is concluded. Okay, a group of 10,000 students were randomly selected from the urban areas. Again, let me say whether it is a what kind of study it is, because they have concluded from 10,000 students about whole population, right? So what kind of study it is?
Inferential.
Inferential. Fine. But again, I am asking you what kind of is it a good sample?
It is, ma'am, one biased sample, ma'am. This one is biased sample. Yes.
Bias sample. Why it is bias sample? Because they have selected students from urban areas of India only. That's why conclusion is not correct, because the sample is not good representative, right? So
Yes,
conclusion is said to be correct if your sample is a good representative of the population. It should cover all the possible, all the possible kind of students. Fine. Question number 4 we have discussed. So I will suggest you to check the recordings. Yeah.
Ma'am, my question number is 3.
Which one? 6.
No, ma'am.
This is
My question number is 3.
3. What can you say about the nature of study? Okay, nature of.
Ma'am, I have the study is descriptive. So why the study is inferential?
See, this question number 3 is based on this information only, and this is inferential because you are claiming about the whole students who has applied for this, and you have studied only 10,000 students. So this kind of study is inferential. It's not descriptive.
Ma'am, my question is number 3.
Yeah, this is question number 3. What can you say about the nature of study? Fine.
Ma'am, but thing is that it is only 80% it is showing, so it should be descriptive, right? There is no previous
No.
history or not kind of thing.
No. It is 80% is their conclusion. They have concluded. It is concluded that roughly 80% of the students want to write the exam. From where this? So whenever you are talking about the conclusion, it's not always description. They have concluded about the whole population, taking the study of 10,000 students. So this kind of things falls under inferential only, not descriptive.
Okay.
Are you getting my point?
Yes.
Okay, fine.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
so inferential statistics can be computed only for sample?
Sorry? Inferential can be computed only for the sample.
For
and
only
not-
sample, right? Then
Inferential is what you study some data and
yeah.
you infer in general. Like you can infer about the thing which is not the case which is not considered in your case in your studies analysis.
Yes.
Like I have given example here. You were there when I was talking about this.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So like that, when you conclude about something that you haven't considered when you were analyzing about the things, that comes under inferential. Is it okay? Fine.
Yes. So
Okay.
it will be the sample, right?
Yeah, sometimes it will be a sample. Maximum of the time we will infer from the sample only, right?
Yeah, so it can be computed only for sample. That's what I was asking.
Yeah, yeah.
But in case of descriptive statistics, we can compute it on sample,
Sample also
either
and
sample
population
or
also.
population also.
Yeah.
That's what I was asking.
See, if you have a whole population and you are analyzing the whole population, then what will you infer about that? Like you can infer
Yeah.
something from
Yes.
let's say Swiggy data or something, but if you are analyzing the whole population data, then if there is a scope of inferring in like saying something that's not under your study, then it will fall into inferential.
Yes, yes, understood.
Yeah.
If it is summarizing, then it is descriptive statistics.
Yeah.
Okay, understood.
Ma'am, I have practice assignment.
Sorry?
Ma'am, I have doubt in practice assignment.
Let's move like sequence wise, right? So assignment activity question 1.2. Any doubt from here?
Ma'am, in that
Question number 6 here.
Question
number 2, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am. First
Yes.
question.
First question of
Yeah.
this 1.2.
Yes, in
Okay.
that third answer is there, no, ma'am. For each variable, the same type of value for each case in recorded. So here value means what? If we collected height, weight, that kg is value. That is
Yeah, if you are calculating if you are measuring the height, then
Yes.
if
Weight.
you are measuring height, then for all the cases, your height should be in let's say either in centimeter. If you are measuring height in centimeter, then the whole like all the values that come under that column that should be in centimeter only. You should not talk about inches or foot in that column at that time.
Okay, okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So question number 2, what kind of data is lyrics of the song? So lyrics of song, it will like lyrics of song, maybe some songs lyrics will be in 5 words, some will be in 6, some will be in 10. So it is completely unstructured. So that's why unstructured data. It do not have any measure, right? Like in height and weight. For height, there will be a one measure, let's say centimeter, inches, or feet. But when you say about lyrics of song, there is nothing such kind of any measure, right? The number of words or letters or something.
Yes, ma'am.
That's why it's unstructured data. Yeah, which question then? 1 and 2, then 6, right? So which of the following statements is or are true? All the structured data have units. Is it correct? No. Comments in
Why
social.
is it not correct, ma'am? First.
All the structured data have units. What kind of structured data you know? Let's say blood groups. Blood groups are structured data, right? So it do not have any units, right? Jersey number is also a number, but do not have any units. Here units means this kgs, feet, inches, this kind of things. Okay. Jersey
What
number is a marks. Yes. Comment in social media platform are structured. It's wrong because some will write the whole paragraph as a comment, someone will write a single word as a comment. So it's unstructured. Third one, unstructured data cannot be used directly to perform statistical analysis. Yeah, because when there is unstructured data, we can't have anything we can't perform anything actually. We have to convert it or make something valuable from it and make it structured, and then only we can have some statistical analysis. Because for unstructured data, you can't even say whether it's a categorical or numerical. So you can't move ahead with unstructured data. Last one is mathematical operations can be performed on unstructured. Obviously not. So yeah, what was the doubt then?
Ma'am, actually that first option, all the structured data have units. So like you said, blood group is having no unit. So how the blood group will be a structured data?
Because when you have a column as a blood group, then you will not have C, D, E, F, right? Whatever you will have, there will be A positive, B positive, AB positive. Like there is some categories, you will have to put the things from that categories only, right?
Okay,
You
okay,
can't have some random things there. That's why it's a structured data.
okay, understand.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ma'am, how can
Ma'am,
we
question number
differentiate between structured and unstructured data?
See, whenever it is a structured data, you will find some pattern there. As we discussed in blood group, even though you don't know, even though when we write blood group as a B positive, AB positive, AB negative, O positive, O negative, we know A, B, AB, O, these are there. Okay. Because it's like what some generalized system is there, some pattern is there. So this kind of things comes under structure. But whenever you, let's say this one only, comments in social media. When it comes to comments in social media, you are collecting the data of the comments in your YouTube channel, let's say. Then you are not sure what people will say about it, right? You will not find the pattern. Someone will appreciate it in 2 words. Someone will appreciate in a long paragraph. Fine. So,
Yes, ma'am.
and someone will appreciate in just emojis.
Yes.
So, this kind of data, when you do not have any pattern there, that is what unstructured is there.
Ma'am,
It
question number 9.
means
Any more differences there, ma'am, in both structured data and unstructured data?
No, it seems this much is enough to recognize them. And see, this kind of subjects, like statistics, more the question you will see, more the problem you will see, you will train accordingly.
Okay.
Okay, question number 6. This
Ma'am,
was question number 6
like
only.
you said, jersey number will be unstructured data, right? Because that you can't make any conclusion. That means
No, it's a structured. Why it is structured, I will explain you. Do anyone have any reasons for that? Why jersey number is structured or not structured? Okay, you just first say why it's unstructured. Who was
ma'am, that
saying?
jersey number is having no meaning actually. So if 7, 10, like it's random actually. If any player is having that number, if he will short it or if you make any manipulation on that kind of thing, it is we can't do, or it's not an conclusion also. We can't do mathematical operation or that kind of thing,
Fine,
right?
but that's not what unstructured data is. Unstructured data is you should not find any pattern out of that whatever entries are going to be there. Fine. Just keep hold. Let me ask you other. What do you think about the jersey number? Is it structured or
Ma'am, it
not?
is a structured data.
Structured
Then why?
ma'am, structured.
Because ma'am, they can identify that people with that jersey number.
Okay, that is on field, but when you have a data set on your laptop, then how will you decide it's a structured or not? It is structured, but give me a valid reason why it's a structured.
Because we here mentioned only
Tabular
numbers.
format.
Numbers.
Yes, ma'am,
Yes,
it's
that's the
tabular
point.
format.
When it comes to jersey number, you will not have ABC or XYZ there, right? You will
That
find
you are talking
obviously a
about
number there.
indexing, like it will work like index.
Not indexing. See, whenever you will see the column of jersey number, you will always find a number there on, right?
Okay.
You have
Right.
something like numbers are also data. You have some data type there. That is number. You will not find some AB there. Okay, someone's jersey number is AB. No, it's not possible. That's why it's structured. Structured doesn't mean you should conclude or you should predict about the next upcoming thing. It should not be a random. It's not structured. Structured is what? It should have some pattern. It should follow some data type, or if you are putting some data type there, let's say numerical, or sometimes grades, which is A, B positive, or C, like this kind of grades, A, B, C, D, E. You know that there will be some fixed pattern A, B, C, D, E, F, or U. These are your grades. You will not find numbers there like, okay, 10. Someone got grade as a 10. No, it's not like that, right? So these kind of,
Question number
when
9.
data have some particular type, it is structured. Otherwise, it is unstructured. Yeah.
Ma'am, question number 5.
Yes, ma'am. Question number 5, ma'am.
Which of the following? Yeah, someone was asking this, right?
But the jersey numbers are
Huh?
also random, right?
Sorry?
They are not, there is no any structure between them.
Where?
They are just numbers, randomly
Jersey
selected
number
number.
have, they are just numbers, but
There is,
they are structured data.
pattern.
But they have pattern that they are always taking some number only, numerical values only, even though they are like we know, right? Categorical, numerical.
Yeah.
Whenever it
Then my
comes to,
natural numbers also can be a structured data.
yes, it is structured data. Numbers are like when interval, it goes to, it has scale of measurement as interval. Yeah.
Ma'am, this image file is why it is unstructured then. Image file also have some certain file numbers and alphabets is there, no, ma'am?
When it comes to image file, someone will see JPG file
Hello.
and JPG, PNG, both are the image files, right?
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's say have pattern, no, ma'am.
We have pattern, but still it's unstructured. Why it is unstructured? Because when it comes to image file, someone's image file will be some 500 KB. Someone's will be one, let's say it's a very good camera and it has 800 KB, kind of that. Or when it comes to file type also, at that time also, image file are like PNG, JPG. This kind of formats are there. That's why it's unstructured.
Ma'am, how
Ma'am,
email
why
address become structured data?
Hello, ma'am. I have some problem, ma'am.
Okay, just a boy spoke something. Did you hear one girl said something before you? Like, shouldn't you
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
wait
ma'am.
for that girl, like what she's saying? If I
She is
like if I
asking
am
about
done with
email
that,
address.
just a minute,
Ma'am,
wait.
how
Let me
email
hear
address
with her.
becomes structured data?
Which one? Email address.
Email address, ma'am.
Okay.
Means we are using some numbers, some special characters also. Then how it become the structured data?
Because email address has one domain, right? @gmail.com. That one
Yes,
will be
ma'am.
fixed, right?
Image files have different sizes, just like that. Email address, phone number, etc. also consume different bits of storage. So
They
from
are
that
also having
aspect,
different domains.
For image file, just a minute. For image file, you have this, what you say, JPEG, PNG file, you know?
yes, ma'am.
For image file, it may be possible that someone is putting JPG file and someone is putting some PNG
JPEG.
file. Both are different. Both are image file, but both are different kind of files, file formats, right? But when it comes to email, some mail.com is there, right?
But then @yahoo.com or
Yeah.
At the rate Gmail,
Some
at the
domain
rate
is there.
Yahoo, there are also some different domains are there, no?
Yeah. Yes.
If there are different
It should be
domains,
Gmail then.
Can be @yahoo.com or email.com.
Yes,
For
yes.
image files, pixel sizes will be different maybe.
Yeah, for image, see, let me just come with the email first. When it is email address is there is like something is fixed. Let's say it will contain some lower cases at the rate and some numbers. That's it, right? When it comes to phone number,
It may start with +91
plus
+44.
91, yeah, +44. Even whatever there is, that's number only, right? Some, let's say we are taking the numbers from India only, so +91 or +44 and the 10 numbers, fine. When it comes to image file, it may be JPG, it may be PNG, and what is fixed there, like when it comes to image file, what we say, like here, phone number, you are very sure that it will contain number only, fine. And so what is fixed in image file, whether it will be open for JPG or PNG, or the size of the image file is also not fixed, fine. Are you getting?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
kind of
For
image,
image files, ma'am, for image files, we have two categories like JPG or PNG. Then why it is not a structured data?
because if you mention image file and in the bracket you are putting that okay, we are considered only PNG, then it is structured. Otherwise, you are not sure whether you studied some four rows, and in the fifth row you are not sure whether your file is JPG and PNG. And this is only two file format I have written here. There are some more also, right?
Okay,
So
ma'am. In that case, shouldn't email address follow the same thing? Like we should be specifying which domain we are including all the data for.
yeah, for email address, I will like what to say. I will talk about email address again in next lecture again. Because yeah, at the rate yahoo.com, redmail.com, all these are there. Because it's not Gmail, it's email.
Yes.
So yeah, the point is valid.
Ma'am, if we
But I will say, for the email address, see, when we say image files, that means files is something that have various type of formats. Fine, they open with some specific software sometimes. But for the email address, the thing is not like that. Whatever your domain name is, yahoo.com or gmail.com, it will work with any Gmail or Yahoo, right? It do not restrict anything. Like even though you are putting yahoo.com and you are putting gmail.com, will not affect when I have to use that to mail you, or I have to take use of it. But as an image, when you put something as JPG, PNG, and some, let's say, um, iPhone files, then it will not open in some particular software, right? So it will, that's why it may create.
Excuse me, madam.
Yeah.
Madam, I think like image files means file contains various number of images. So it could be the size of the file, and but email address is one entity. And image files means there are different images maybe in the files. In similarly for video files and
like
web pages also, like many pages will be there. Like that's
like
what I am
structured
thinking.
data is
Yeah,
like,
maybe, but when it
if we
comes
are
to
talking about
image
image
file,
file,
whenever
if
we
we
are
are
collecting the data, just a minute. Whenever we are collecting the data and we are having file, then we are not worried what is there inside it. We are just worried about what kind of file it is. That's why it's not structured. It may be possible that as an image you are putting some 10 or 12 things as an image. The thing is, it should be image only, JPG, PNG, or something
Ma'am.
else.
Ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, if image files if we write image files and in the bracket we write JPG, PNG, could it work that way? Would it be structured then?
Ma'am, we can identify email
Yeah.
address as there is a domain name after @ only.
Ma'am, see, email address has a specific
Email address
structure. Like,
is a
you
structure,
see,
that's for sure.
ma'am,
Yes,
it's
That's
ma'am.
because
So,
email
we,
address has the sender, the recipient. It's a structured format and you can't change it. Like, email address is used for sending it to a specific
Ma'am, only
recipient,
one
right?
question discussion is going on. Next question, let's.
see,
The image
just a
file is
minute,
not
just a
stuck.
minute. You're confusing. See, email address is not an issue. It's the structured data because I just informed, even though the domain name will be different, but the format is same. Like minimum you will have this one @ something and .com, right? Or maybe not .com sometimes. But when it comes to image files, the file type may vary. It may be JPG, PNG, or maybe
SVG.
I'm not remembering. Yeah, that kind of things. So that way, see, when you measure height, okay, in some data, let's say you are measuring height of persons, and you are saying, okay, person 1 has height 5 feet, and the second person's height is, let's say, 100 centimeter. Then in that case, this height is also unstructured data. Why? Because of these things, feet and centimeter.
Different minutes.
Yeah, that's why when it comes to image file, video file, web pages, they are unstructured due to this kind of formattings. But with the same thing, if you put image files and you just say, okay, I am just taking PNG files only, then it's structured.
No,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
I'm
I
going to
disagree.
cover
I
practices
disagree.
in
I
1.1
disagree.
Ma'am,
9.2.
Just a minute,
Ma'am,
just a minute, just a minute,
ma'am, I
just a
disagree.
minute.
Tell me
Yeah,
why,
okay, fine.
like, what is unstructured data? What do you mean by unstructured?
Uh, see, when someone is talking, just have patience. Yeah. So, come to this question again. Yeah, what was someone was saying something, but please one by one.
What is unstructured data?
Ma'am, can you please answer the data? Why?
Just a minute. One person has asked one question, that is, what is unstructured data? So just wait for it. Na? See, what are the unstructured data? When you have one column or what we say, when you are filling the columns, then the data which have one unique type or one pattern is there, that then we say that, okay, this kind of
Ex-
data that have
Exactly,
some
ma'am.
particular data type, that is
Exactly,
structured
ma'am.
data.
Exactly,
Otherwise,
ma'am.
it's unstructured. Yeah.
So, for example, color of the car. If the color comes in 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, when a single car has 5 colors, then it
Yeah.
is unstructured data when it comes to the data itself. Otherwise, color, if it is single valued attribute, then it is structured data.
Yeah.
If it is multi-valued attribute and the length, the height, the other things cannot be measured, then it is unstructured data. As
Yes.
image files comes of varying sizes and varying like messages, like varying image formats and other things, that's why it's unstructured. Similarly, email messages, they are unstructured data, but the email addresses are
But the
structured.
address is structured. See,
Address is
yeah,
structured.
when you
Similarly,
are
web
saying
files,
about the
they
email,
can contain anything.
yeah,
But like if you talk about the web page URL address, it is structured.
yeah,
I hope it helps.
yeah. Thank you.
Ma'am, I have a
What's
doubt.
your good
I have
name?
a
Why
doubt,
is web
ma'am.
page unstructured?
Unstructured.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Yeah.
I have a doubt regarding the scale of measurement.
Structured.
Yeah, what?
I have a doubt.
Ma'am, why is web
An
structured?
Can you speak
and
one by one?
Ma'am,
can I ask?
why is a web page structured data?
Web pages. Fine. What
Yes,
are the
ma'am.
web pages?
Why is the unstructured data?
Yeah, I'm just asking, what are the web pages?
Ma'am, web page,
Just
I have just open a site and give me information to structured by. So why is web page unstructured?
Like when you talk about a web page, then there might be text, there might be image, there might be table, there might be
There might be
uh,
video, YouTube.
XML,
Video.
there might be a YouTube video. So that's why it is unstructured data, because the data itself constructs
Can be
contains
CSS page, HTML.
unstructured formats.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
okay. I
when you
Hi,
say
ma'am.
about,
Hello, ma'am. I have a
yeah,
doubt. So you were telling that image files and video files are unstructured. So videos and images are basically, if you just boil it down, they are the three colors. They will never change. They are the basic three colors, and it will be used everywhere: red, green, and blue. So it's a pattern. And if there is a pattern, then it's a structured data.
So the pattern is not always structured. Sorry, the
yeah,
pattern doesn't say the length of the length of the
yeah,
image. The pattern doesn't say the size of the image. The pattern doesn't say what is the header of the format of JPG or what is the header of the format of PNG. How a new bit is described and all. So pattern is not always structured. Okay,
Does
but when
the
you can
does
bound
the
it in
does
bad
the
when but
does
if you're saying that all the images are 100 kb only, it is of JPEG only, so that there can be a correlation, and start of the header of the image file JPEG file is for 10 bytes only, and end of the file is 10 bytes only, then we can say it is a structured data.
yeah,
I'm
exactly. Let me
I'm
just
not considering format. Okay.
yeah, just a minute.
But even if you are
Have
talking
you,
about RGB, it does not contain only RGB. How
yeah,
does it like not knows that what is the size of the header of the file? Because if a file has to be read into the system, then through the JPEG format, it goes and finds, okay, the header is going to be size this. Then after this, meaningful data starts. Then what is the length of the site? The length of the image itself is varying. So as long as you can fix those attributes and say, okay, every image which I am going to use in my AI program, that is going to be 1000 KB with this fixed structure, then it can be structured data. Otherwise, it's unstructured data.
So if you
But
just
also every
take
just a minute. Yeah, now you can unmute yourself.
hello.
Yeah,
Yeah, wait a second. If you take
every
all the reds, blues, and greens, you can just create an image and just no rows and columns. You can always
yeah,
create an image. It doesn't matter with what is the format. You can create images on respective KBs, GBs, doesn't matter.
but
okay.
every
Have you
pixel.
ever filled the G form? Let me just answer me this question. Have you ever formed G form, Google Forms?
Yes.
Okay, in Google Form, let's say you are filling something and they are asking you about your photo. At that time, they particularly mention you have to put either JPG, PNG, and some KBs also, right? Why it is so? Because of this, they want it to be a structured thing. Have you ever come up the situation that your signature is not fitting inside that 50 KB format or 100 KB format? You have to do it because you have to fill that you have to fit that file into that form. Have you ever come this kind of situations?
But still
See,
this
Yes.
let's come to the scenario, then come to the
It's a good
question.
answer, ma'am. It's a good answer for
Yes,
sure.
ma'am.
Then it will come.
Otherwise, by RGB logic, everything is
See,
bit and byte, 0 and 1.
that's
So
why I
then
have muted
everything is
all.
structured.
That's why I have muted all, because see, if you want to go technical, then the discussion will be different. But the thing is, here I want to just explain what is the difference between structured and unstructured. So you might be come with the situation where you have to put your file in particular format, either 50 KB, 100 KB, or something. Why it is so? Because they have to make it structured. Otherwise, someone will put their 1 GB file there, and then there will be lots of problem due to that unstructuredness. Okay, even though with the phone number, you may have come with the situation where they will ask you country code in different section and ask you the phone number in different section. Is it so?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Why it is so? Because this kind of thing, they want to come up with the structuredness. Fine. That's what the reason is. The same thing when it comes to image file. The image file, the word is very vague. You have like there is nothing that will uh, be limiting it.
So we can send it in PDF also.
Yeah, in the file format, the file size, and much more thing. If I come to technicality.
Yes.
Similarly with the video files and similarly with the web pages. That's why they are unstructured. And even with the phone number, someone can claim it as an unstructured, but we will not come into that part as of now. Fine. Because they are
I think
numbers.
when I think when we were looking at the questions, the first thing that came up in our minds after reading web pages or video file of image files, the first thing that we were redirected to was image file names or video file names. So that I think is the confusing part here.
Yeah. But that's what the more the questions you will see, more the problems will be there, and that's what how teaching learning process goes on, right? It's absolutely fine to have problems.
Ma'am, in question number 9, please.
Okay. Question number 9. Choose the correct statement. Yeah.
Yes,
Ma'am, ma'am, are you going to cover practice assignments?
Time.
Today not possible, I think.
Yeah.
Ma'am,
We can have another.
if possible, ma'am, can you tell the difference between that ratio and interval data, ma'am? That is always confusing, ma'am.
Ratio and
Concept.
interval. Have you
Yes.
guys watched that week 2 lectures?
Yeah, ma'am. Actually, we have seen, but little bit doubt, ma'am. That part.
Okay. Then I will say that in the next session when week 2 discussion will be there, I will talk about that thing in that part. That will be more helpful when week 2 part comes there for the difference between interval and ratio. As of now, today's target is week 1's question answer, so I am taking this.
Okay.
Fine. So
Ma'am, could you please
yeah, question number 9. Choose the correct statement from the amount of time Akash spent on pending is 0 hours. Okay, it's table based question. Fine.
No, table based no.
It's not. It's table based, no? Akash. Who is Akash? Here, Akash is there, right?
Right.
Statement 2, we cannot make any conclusion about Akash because data is not available to us. So see, from the table, Akash, artist name is not there, amount of time, hours is also not given. So when it is
I'm
not
directly
mentioned,
looking at that data. That Akash is spending 0 hour, then we can say that it is not spending any amount of time. So we can make conclusion.
No, see, there is nothing mentioned. That doesn't mean he spent 0 hours. That's why statement 1 is not correct. See, some person, Sakshi, who is spending amount of time, when 0 is there, 0 is kind of data which is which is there. Here it is blank space, so no data. That means you can't say it as a 0. Even at some places you will find NA also. At that time also, yeah.
I directly come to the question and then study that amount of time that Akash is spending is 0 hours. So we can make conclusion that Akash is not spending at all.
Fine. Aptitude, this is not aptitude, right?
Yes, right.
Okay, fine. So activity 1.3. Any question from here? That was the last question, right? From activity 1.2.
Ma'am, first question, activity 1.2.
1.2.
Yes.
This we have discussed, right?
First question, no, ma'am. The last option, for each case, the same type of value for each variable is recorded.
Yeah, that's what I have discussed, but okay, again. For each variable, the same type of value for each case is recorded. See, when you have any kind of data set, then you have cases and observation, right? For each case, there are some variable, let's say variable 1, height, weight, whatever, these are your variables, right? So they are saying that the statement 3 is for each variable, the same type of value for each case is recorded. Let's say case 1 is there, and this variable 1 is nothing but height. Okay. So whenever you are measuring height, like variable 1, you are measuring for different cases, case 1, case 2. At that time, let's fix height in feet. Then, if you are measuring the height of case 1, it should be okay, 4 feet. Fine. But when it comes to case 2, again you have to put the values in feet only, not in centimeter,
Yes.
not in inches, even though it is measuring again height, but you have fixed something. So that's what it is saying. For each variable, the same type of value for each case is recorded. Fine.
Yes.
And if you read the last statement, it says for each case, same type of value for each variable is recorded. So it is false. Why? Okay,
False.
this is height.
Okay.
Let's say my variable 2 is blood group. Then and then again read the line number 4. Then you will get
Yes.
the why it is
Understood,
false.
ma'am. Okay.
It can't be
Understood.
fine.
So the
Okay.
type
Then
of
what is this?
value is
Analysis.
different for each variable.
Yeah.
For each case. Okay.
Each case. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Then what is difference between case and observation?
Sorry. What are you saying?
What is difference between case
Difference
and
between
observation?
case and observation.
Case and observation are the same thing. Case is observation, or you say unit. One and same thing.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, what is the difference between discrete data and continuous data, numerical data?
See, in the last lecture we have discussed it. So, this is my suggestion. If you come to any session and asking this question that is already discussed later, it is just we are consuming the time on the same topic again and again. But for you, discrete and continuous, because this is just a start of the session, that's why I can say I can explain it again and again, but I will suggest just take care of that. So, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Continuous and discrete, no?
Discrete
So,
and continuous. Yes.
I have told you, discrete. Discrete kind of data, that is what whenever your variable takes the value in count, can take values in countable number of ways, then we say the type of data is discrete. And whenever your variable or data can take uncountable number of ways or uncountable number of values, then we say it is continuous. For example, if you are measuring a percentage of student, okay, percentage of students, then student can score from, let's say, 0 to 100%, any percentage he or she can get between 0 to 100. It's not the exactly 100 numbers of possible ways you can have in that column. When you have any column as a percent of student, it's not that out of 100 values they are taking, okay, 37, 38, 95, 97. No, it may be possible that someone is scoring 95.17%, someone is scoring 37.16%, isn't it? That means this percentage of student, these can take uncountable number of values lying between 0 to 100. So that's why this, what we say, this variable will go into continuous data, continuous numerical value.
Height also, ma'am. Height.
Height also, height, weight, whatever the quantities that can take uncountable number of values, they are nothing but the continuous.
Between 2 points.
Yeah. Then what about discrete? Jersey number?
Marks.
Marks, yeah, if you are, or grades.
That group.
Number of students in a group.
Yeah, number of student in a group.
That we can count easily, means.
Yeah, grades, number of student in a group, number of sports a single person play, he or she participates. This kind of things goes into discrete.
Ma'am, we can say it is countable and
Yeah, it's
continuous is
countable and uncountable difference here.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
Whenever
you, ma'am.
the possible values are countable, whenever the values that comes from countable possibilities are discrete, otherwise it's continuous. Fine. So let's move to 1.3. Yeah, 1.3, question number 1. Is it? Was it the doubt or? In order to forecast tomorrow's temperature in Mumbai, the India's meteorological department collects the temperature, humidity, and rainfall data of the Mumbai for all days from the past 3 months. What kind of data it is? So, whenever we collect data over the time for any particular case or cases at that time, this is nothing but the time series data. Then, what is cross-sectional data? Cross-sectional data is what that we measure at a particular time for different cases. Then it is a cross-sectional data. Is it fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
time.
Okay, ma'am.
Can
Ma'am,
you give one example, ma'am?
in 1 hour we have collected some data, but in that 1 hour we have divided it or into means that 1 hour 1 second, 1 hour 2 second. Then this is time series or cross sectional.
Time series, because see, 1 hour 2 second, what are you measuring? That also matters.
Means I'm telling that from 12 to 1 p.m. we have 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. we have measured something bacteria is increasing or decreasing.
Okay.
And at 12
Yeah.
and 1
Each
minute we
second
have,
you are measuring. Each second or
yes,
each minute you are measuring. Okay.
yes, ma'am. Each minute we are measuring 12 to 1 p.m.
Okay.
Then it is just time series data.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because you
ma'am.
are measuring data, you are measuring something or count over the time. That's what time series.
Okay, ma'am, thank you.
Ma'am, please give an example of cross-sectional data.
Okay. The same example, counts of bacteria over the 1 year. Fine. Over the 1 year, I am okay, fine. Over the 1 year or 1 month or 1 hour, no problem. Let's say, I'm not. Let's say number of bacteria here or time here, because fine, everything is fine. Number of bacteria here and time here, fine. Now, they have measured for 1 hour, let's say. So here it is 60 minutes something, fine. Each minute they have measured. So when they measure count of bacteria over the time, it's a time series data. But when it asks, okay, what is the
For that minute,
number
that
of
minute.
bacteria at let's say after half hour, like 30 minutes. So you will come with something measured here. So that's what cross-sectional data is. But we can have this was a particular example in which we get only one thing as an output. Okay, but let's say
We can say that how many person has visited on Sunday. This is a cross sectional data.
yeah, this is also
And
when you fix time, when
yes,
you
ma'am, when we
fixed
take
a
time
time at
and
that
getting
time,
some data.
what your cases were doing. Case means,
Ma'am,
see,
how about
in this
real-time
number
data?
of bacteria question, your case or observation was count of the bacteria, right? So
No.
you fixed the time after 30 minutes. What was the number of bacteria or count of the bacteria? So that was
Real-time
cross-section.
data is also cross.
Sorry?
No, that is time series data, real time. It's at different time, different data is coming.
Real time. For example, we are
For
doing
real
condition
time.
monitoring.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
In the same question, if it is mentioned, record the temperature by the end of the month. So, by the end
Record
of
the
the month.
temperature by end of the month.
Yes, ma'am. So it will be series or cross-sectional.
Record the temperature at the end of the month.
Yes, ma'am.
So you are directly going to some particular time.
So it will be cross-sectional.
Data must contain
It
more
will-
than one cases or observation. I
Yeah,
think
it's not always a one
it's
point.
not to the point. The data is not the point. I think.
Okay, ma'am, let me frame another question for this.
Okay.
If a company is producing a bulb in a
Okay.
month, and
Okay.
they're asking to count the bulb by the end of the month. So it will be cross-sectional or
No,
Again,
see,
it is to the
whenever
one
it comes to time series data, it's always it's not like at the end when you are asking me at the end of the month, it is just summing up all these things.
point of the
But
time.
point of the time should be fixed. If you are saying end of the month, okay, it may be a cross-sectional data. If you have like let's say you have your data for a whole year and you are checking like let's say your production house is for some last 10 years and you are measuring uh, production of bulbs at the end of June or July or whatever your month is let's say you have fixed some date, let's say 30th June, and you are checking your production at June 30th for all the previous 10 years. This kind of thing is cross-sectional data. Hello, who have asked the question?
Then with the same example, what will be the time series data in the production case of bulb for 10 years? What will be the time series data in that?
See, time series data, when it comes to time series, your frame should be defined by you. Let's say if it is a 10 years, it may be possible that you are measuring your production yearly, monthly, day-wise, or hourly. Let's say we are measuring monthly. So you will check monthly production. So when you enter monthly production, it will be a time series. But when you ask for a particular month or particular day, it will be a cross-sectional. Let's say Monday to Saturday. Your factory is on for Monday to Saturday. And you are checking your data Monday. Like Monday morning, what was the production? Then this kind of thing is a cross-section. Cross-sectional is you will fix the time and then check your observation. And time series is your time will is increase and your cases like observation for the each case will be noted down. Are you getting my point? Whenever the time series data is, there is two things. One is time, another is your unit or case or whatever. Fine. So when you are talking about time series data, that means time is varying and you are noting down observation for your cases. Fine. But when it is cross-sectional, your time is fixed and you will find what
Case
was the
studies.
observation for your cases. Yeah, case studies.
It's the same thing that you are saying then.
Yeah.
Oh, ma'am, attendance of students in a classroom, can I say it is time series?
Attendance of a student in a classroom
What
It's
about all the
cross-sectional
students?
data.
on
About
daily
For a
basis.
day, for a day, it is
Yeah.
cross-sectional data.
Yeah.
Okay.
And,
For a
and for,
day and
for a
for
different day, it is a time series data.
Yeah.
I think.
Yes.
Right
Yes.
now?
Yes.
Ma'am, if I say measuring of temperature all over the India at 12 p.m.
Will be a cross-sectional.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Right.
ma'am.
Because you have fixed the time and now you have various cases and you are like observing what is the temperature.
Yes, ma'am.
So whenever we describe cross-sectional, we say that we have fixed the time and now we are looking for our cases. Not case. We say we are observing our cases or units. Fine.
Observations and cases are same, na ma'am.
Sorry? Yeah, it is same.
Observations and cases are
But
same.
sometimes this language makes confusion. That's why I'm using both the terms, cases or units. Because when you will read different references, then it should not create problem. That's why I'm using cases, observations, units. All three are same. Okay. Any question from 1.3 or we should move 1.4?
Move,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
it is from in time series data and cross-sectional data. In the time series data, the case is the constant and time is the variable. But in the cross-sectional data, time is the constant and case is the variable. Right, ma'am?
I will just, there is some correction. In time series, both the things are varying. You are noting down your like what your cases are doing. Let's say the example given by you, temperature of the cities at some fixed time, then it is cross-sectional. But similar example can be a time series when you are measuring temperature of each city over the month, then it is time series data. Your case is maybe one or more when you are dealing with the time series.
Okay, ma'am. Means in time series data, both the things are variable.
Yeah, because at 12 it might be some 30 degree, at 1 it might be some 31. So it is varying, right? The temperature is also varying. But
Yes,
yeah,
ma'am.
but you
we
are
are noting it down.
yeah, but you are you are dealing with the same case. That is also true.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else from 1.3?
And what is continuous and discrete?
I just discussed.
Madam, you had the other madam had said, no, regarding time is varying and data collected is varying. So you had said for time series, and for cross sectional, the data collected is varying, but the time is fixed, right? For cross sectional,
Sorry, data collected is
data collected or the cases is varying, but the time is fixed for cross sectional
not
data, right?
varying. You will observe them. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. It's
Hello,
not
ma'am.
vary. Yeah.
Ma'am, can you
Ma'am, what
tell
is
question 6?
ma'am, what is categorical and qualitative?
Categorical and qualitative are the same thing. Like qualitative, it's just a two different name. Categorical data or qualitative data, they are the same. Then numerical and quantitative, they are the same. It's just another name to them. Yeah.
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
what is the difference between data and interval variable?
Sorry, you are not like
What
clear.
What is the difference between cross-sectional data and interval variable?
That we will discuss in week 2 session, because there it's in more detail.
Hello, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
I have a doubt, ma'am. Interval scale and ratio scale between difference.
Yeah, that's what it is in week 2 session. So I would suggest let's complete this activity questions and practice session, as we do not have much time, like at
ma'am,
max
can you
15
explain
minutes.
the 6th question of this
Yeah.
activity 3?
Yeah.
Question number 4.
Of activity 1.3?
Yes, ma'am. Question 6.
Fine.
Hello,
Question.
ma'am. But interval scale and ratio scale week 1 contain.
Yeah, it's a week 1 content, but now due to limitation of time, I am taking the question as a first, and then I don't think so time will be there to discuss it. So this difference we can discuss in next session also, right? With
Okay,
this.
okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay.
Ma'am,
Yeah, let's.
ma'am, the doubt is taking also the doubt clearing session is going on per day, I think at 10 in morning also.
Is it so? Then there also, like, it might be a TA session.
Yes, ma'am, TA session.
Yeah, it's
Ma'am,
TA session.
What
my
is the
all
difference between-
hello,
what
ma'am.
is the difference between then TA session and this session?
These sessions are taken by instructors. They are taken by TAs, and TA will discuss the questions that you have doubt or whatever left over it. Here it is, right?
Ma'am, TAs means?
Teaching assistant.
Okay, and this instructor is different from them.
Yeah, but let's have these things that as of now. Okay.
Ma'am.
Okay.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
My all activity has already completed.
No, it's not. See, we have a doubt in question number 6 and 4, and activity 1.4 is there. Practice is also there. Practice session.
Okay,
is also
okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Number of days a group of students take to finish the school project is, yeah, number of days to come.
Ma'am, can't it
will
be continuous also? Like
how?
4 to 5 days. or you just count ki it's in 4 days, it's over. That's why it's discrete.
Yeah, like that.
Oh,
That is a discrete and quantity. Yeah.
okay. Got it, ma'am.
Like here, the main thing is we are not taking days as a like number of days can choose the value from countable number of days, right? Like it has a countable choices for number. When you ask the number of day, it will take some 1, 2, 3, some fixed number, right?
Yeah.
That is from maybe hardly some 30 to 10 to 10 to 20 days, right? 10 to 20 options are there to fill the number of days. So that's why it's discrete, countable.
Okay.
Yeah. Question number 4, someone has asked, what kind of variable is latitude? So yeah, it is numerical and continuous. So latitude can be 0 also, right? Who
Latitude
has?
should be
Why
discrete
continuous,
quantity.
ma'am? Why it is continuous? Because it's a measurement of lat long in whole geographical area or what?
Yeah, like latitude can take any numerical value um, from the like it can take rational also irrational value also. That's why it have uncountable option to fill the latitude, right? That's
Okay,
why
Yes,
okay.
it's
ma'am, like
continuous.
Okay,
height,
okay, understand.
like
Okay, it
height.
is in fractional form, that's why you're taking. Okay.
Yeah. Have you guys studied accountability and countability in mathematics? This is
Accountability.
No, ma'am.
okay, then it will be there in either week 2 or week 3. So that is the major difference when it comes to continuous and discrete. The countability is the main point there, main difference there. Fine, that you will
Ma'am,
learn
can
in
you
some.
please explain question number 3 again? I didn't pay the attention.
What kind of
Ma'am, I
date?
have a doubt in activity
Yes, ma'am.
1.4 question 3.
Just a minute. After this, we will move to 1.3. Hello.
Yes, ma'am, yes.
Okay, fine. What kind of variable are date and day of week? Fine. A date and day of week, these are categorical only, right? So
Ma'am, day should be numerical, right?
day
Ma'am,
should
we
be
can add
numerical.
one day
See,
to.
when it comes to data,
So if there is if
the
today is 30,
number
30 is American.
when your
Date
variable is
can be
taking
numerical, ma'am, I think.
just a minute, let me speak something now.
अरे मैम को बोलने दो यार.
See, whenever it comes to data, even though it seems numerical, it's not a numerical kind of data. See, categorical, we have just discussed in last session, but see, for date, you do not have a doubt because date is, let's say, DDMMYY pattern. So you are very sure that, okay, it's a categorical. But when it came to day of the week, that means day of the week will take any of the value from this 7 possible ways, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever it is. So these this is forming some category, right? Whenever you will take any case, your case will have variable day of the week and it will take any of the value from these 7 possible options, 7 possible categories. That's why it's a categorical variable. It is forming some class, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and so on. Now you speak. Unmute and speak.
Date, I think DDMMYY should be numerical, right, ma'am? Because it's in numerical
See,
data.
see. That's what numerical data, whenever it's taking numerical value, doesn't mean your data is numerical. The best example is jersey number. Even though it's taking values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it is, 17, 18, still it's not a numerical data. It's a categorical data. Why? Because that numerics do not have any sense. When it comes to bifurcate between categorical and numerical, then be very careful. Even though it's a like it's taking numerical value, no doubt, but still it's not a numerical variable. Why? Because you can't add to date and have something that is very obvious next to it. Let's say, yeah, obviously this
We can
addition.
add date, na ma'am, as today is something, matlab, my month, date of birth is like that. date of
Let's
birth is
say today's date
2004.
is 0/30/01/24.
Like for getting age, we can subtract the date of birth and the today's present date.
No, 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 no.
Yes, ma'am.
Getting
In
age,
this, if you
for
add,
getting the age, what
if you
is the
say
age?
after
What is
5
my
days
age?
to
We
the
can
4th
subtract
February,
date
so
of
we
birth
are
and
adding
today's
If
5
two
in this.
people are speaking together, how I'm able to listen to them, both of them? Isn't it a common sense?
Yes.
The same question. You
Okay,
mentioned
okay, the
31st.
question is same, but both are using different kind of words, then how I will be able to listen it? Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
Ma'am, that I am telling that we can subtract different days to get age, like my date of birth and today's date to get my age into at present moment, at present day.
Okay. Then just tell me, is there like any, whenever it's a difference between categorical and numerical, uh, there is one scale of measurement called as interval, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In interval, we say that there should be a uniform difference between each and every value, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So
Yes,
let's say
ma'am.
today's date. Oh, today's date is so good. Let's move to next date, 31/01/24. Okay. And then
Yes,
I will ask you, what is the difference between these two data? This is date, like this is the value, right?
yes, ma'am.
Which is coming next. So where your uniform difference has gone. So that is
What
also one of
we
the
can
reasons.
we
Even
can
though,
subtract this, no? Just
how will you subtract, man? Even
oh,
though you can subtract, let's say Aadhaar number is there. You can have addition, multiplication, division, everything with the Aadhaar number. But does it make any sense to it?
no.
Similarly, with
But
date, you can
here,
find. Yeah, your logic was right, that you can find the age. That's different story. But
yes, ma'am.
yeah, but when it comes to numerical, there are certain rules to follow. That means the difference should be uniform. If you are
Yes.
saying some difference is there, then that difference should be maintained here also. That's not there. And
So like the
also,
can also be in January or December form. So like we cannot add or subtract in that case, right?
yeah, yes. And also, when it comes to date, there we have some fixed categories or classification, I would say, that you can't go 32/01/24. Why? Because some classification has already made there, right? Some categories are already there.
Yes, ma'am. Right.
So that is also one of the reason. Like you can think of like that also, because when we start to learn this kind of thing, this may create confusion. Okay. Are you clear with it, or still you have any doubt? Then you please ask.
Ma'am, just to confirm, so are we implying that we can perform the standard mathematical calculations on numerical data, but that is not possible on categorical?
Yeah, but sometimes but sometimes some categorical variables are like that. You can perform numerical operations on that, some mathematical operation on that, but still they are categorical variable. For example, jersey number, Aadhaar number, mobile number,
Yes, ma'am. It has no meaning, but
it has no meaning. Okay, even though you are like data seems to be numerical, like it because it's in like it's a number form, numerical form, it's not guaranteed that it's a numerical variable. Are you getting my point?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Okay,
And what kind of variable is latitude?
Latitude is continuous, numerical.
Numerical and continuous.
Ma'am.
Ma'am, latitude we cannot multiply. I think we will not get some. Yes.
Because it's then I will say it's like I am not sure. It's a scale of measurement will not be ratio, but still with latitude there will be some interval kind of. I think latitude is a ratio kind of scale, ratio scale of measurement, right?
Hello.
We
Hello,
can
ma'am.
perform division and multiplication there. We can
Yeah,
divide the latitude.
there is a absolute zero in latitude, right?
Yes, ma'am. That is absolutely true. What is the use for multiplication and division for latitude? I am asking.
Not multiplication division, but yes, with latitude you can say you can compare it, right?
Yes,
Compare latitude of two different things based on their division or ratio.
yes,
That's
ma'am.
what.
Yes, right.
Yeah. So that's what. Ratio, scale of measurement, and numerical and continuous. Yeah.
Yes.
Next question. What it was?
Ma'am, can you do question 8?
It's this one.
Yes.
Suppose one is interested in calculate the weight of the bag before leaving for the airport. What kind of variable weight in the bag? Yeah. You just tell me first, then I will.
Ma'am, it'll be quantitative and discrete, no? Because you'll get one value.
Yes, you can get one value, but that one value, like for example, your weight can be 25.1, your weight can be 6.7, your weight can be 7.89. That means this weight as a variable have uncountable option to take the value. Are you getting my point? Like, uh, somewhat confusing. So, when you have to measure weight, it can be any value lying between, let's say, because it's a bag, so I am just considering it as a backpack. Fine. So we will just limit one upper limit. Okay. At the max, it has some 20 kgs. Okay. It may be more than that also, but we are just assuming 6 to 20. Now, you just tell me when you weigh your bag, it can take any values lying between 6 to 20, right? It may be 7.1 kg, maybe 8.9 kgs, or any value, right? That's why this is continuous variable. Quantitative is fine for you. Why it's quantitative, that's not an issue. Continuous and discrete is causing problem.
Yes, ma'am. No,
So,
ma'am, then
is
we
it
can
clear with it?
also, ma'am, then if we use this logic, why can't we use that for the third question also? In
Which
which we had to
one?
find the number of days to complete assignment. That is the same logic what you're using here.
Yeah, see,
That we can finish in 3 days or 5 days. You can finish any number of days, right? So,
any
like,
number of days, but number of days will be fixed, na? Like, for example, I have fixed some
You are
range,
counting, not measuring, right?
6 to 20 kg, as I mentioned here. Similarly, for that project completion, where it was, yeah, this one. Uh, for this one, you just say the time limit was 10 days. Then, if you ask any student, 0 to 10 days, if you ask any student in how many number of days you have completed your project, then he or she will answer either 3, 4. It will not be like, okay, I have completed my project in 4.1 days, 4.2 days. Is it so? That means these days, their answer will be out of these 10 options, right?
oh, like that. Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Yeah,
that's
ma'am.
what countability and uncountability is. But when it comes to weight, it's not what 6 to 20, 15 options are not there, more than 15, or it's uncountable option for the weight of the bag.
Okay, ma'am. Got it. Thank you so much.
Question.
Uh, which one?
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yeah,
Ma'am,
If
is it
someone is
necessary
interested,
for structured data to be quantitative?
structured data to be quantitative. Yes, it is some.
If that is the case, then why phone number is structured? Uh, it is a qualitative data. It's not quantitative data. Then why
Sorry,
phone
which
number
one?
is?
Phone number
Ma'am,
is a qualitative, right?
yeah, phone number is qualitative. According to the definition of structured data, it can be structured data. But when it comes to some of its rules, like uh, structured data is quantitative. Um, Based on that rule, phone number is not structured data. Some rules are not applicable, but according to the definition, it's structured data. Yes.
Yeah, so what's the
Google
doubt?
says
Like,
like that. Google says structured data is quantitative and unstructured data is qualitative.
okay, fine. Quantitative. When it comes to quantitative, like statistically, when we have qualitative and quantitative as a partition, qualitative means categorical and quantitative means numerical, right? Fine.
Yeah, fine, absolutely.
Okay. So when it comes to phone number, so first you have to decide categorical or numerical. So what you will say? What will you say? Is it a numerical or it's a categorical? If you say it's a numerical, then just tell me, is there anything that we can get from addition, subtraction, or something, some mathematical operation,
No, it is
right?
categorical.
So that's why we put it into a categorical variable. Okay, fine. Categorical. When you come to categorical,
Okay.
so it's a qualitative, right? So it may be quantitative, but yeah, sometimes specific definitions are there on particular sites, so be careful. Okay.
Ma'am,
That means that this rule can be excluded in some cases.
Which rule?
Like Google says, structured
Okay.
data is quantitative and unstructured data is qualitative.
Uh, See, for structured data, it can be qualitative, it can be quantitative. Similarly for unstructured also, unstructured maximum will be in qualitative only, like not even qualitative. Unstructured is you can't differentiate between them, whether it's a qualitative or quantitative. That's what unstructured is, according to what we are doing here.
Okay, okay.
um, excuse me.
Yes.
So for latitude, it is continuous, but will it, if we want to know if it is ratio or interval, then what should it be?
It should be ratio. Uh,
But for latitude, you cannot multiply or divide. So that
uh,
was confusing me. It's not here, but just the question came. Like if you're
yeah,
thinking
yeah,
about
yeah.
latitude, then
That's all. No problem. See, uh, in terms of latitude, can you make one sentence for latitude? Like, it's a ratio, but we can say that, right? That something, let's say, some A and B, two things are there, and we have measured latitude for A and latitude for B. We can have comparison like, okay, latitude of A is double than latitude of B. Is this sentence have some meaning?
yes.
Right, but that's why I would say it's a ratio scale of measurement, because when we have this kind of things like, okay, double, triple, that's nothing but the multiplication or division kind of thing, right? And
Yes.
when we are finding a ratio of something, that's nothing but the division, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
that thing is possible with latitude. So we will say, okay, it is ratio scale. It has a ratio scale of measurement.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So yeah, 1.4. Someone has asked some question from here. I do not remember which question number it was. Please repeat.
Ma'am, third question.
This one. A survey has been conducted to determine the amount of time student below amount of time a student below the age of 12 spends on the playing video game. The students are being given the following option to choose from: less than 30, 30 to 45, 45 to 60, more than 60. Fine. What kind of scale of measurement has been used here? Yeah. So,
So, ma'am, like I'm confused that it should be ratio and interval scale. Like I'm confused in ordinal and
ordinal and ratio. Fine. See here, if we have since we have given some choices here, like A, B, C, D, like that. That's why it's like it's becoming it's going to be a ordinal scale. Otherwise, it would be a ratio scale or even interval also. It's obvious if something is something is has ratio scale of measurement, that means it have interval also, right? But yeah, due to this they have to choose from these options only. That's why it's a ordinal, that this option A, person who is choosing option A is playing more than the person who is choosing option B is playing more video game than the person who is choosing A. There
Basically,
is
it has
some,
categorized it.
yeah, categorized data. Like it's not we would say it's not numerical. That's why we are putting it in a ordinal sense. Otherwise, it will be in a ratio scale of ratio.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
In question number 4,
Question number 4.
ma'am, the rating should be ordinal scale, not an interval scale.
For rating, it depends how the formation of thing is. Okay, it can rating can be interval and sometimes ordinal, sometimes ratio also. Like
Ma'am, it will be ordinal because we know that the difference between each of them is same, right? I mean, it will be interval because the difference between each is same. I
yeah,
think
that's
that's what
what
ma'am
the
told in
rating.
the
Yeah,
video.
yes, ma'am also has taken this part, because rating can take any scale of measurement, depends on how the things are defined in that particular scenario. Let's take in this one. Catherine has recently read the book Booker Prize winner. It should be books. Okay, The Discomfort of Evening by Marek Lucas. And they decided to rate this book on the Goodreads website. Fine. There she is asked to rate the book on this on a scale of 1 to 5. What kind of scale of measurement being used here? So she has to rate either 1 or 1 to 5, right? She has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These options only. So when there is a uniform difference between the things, between the range, then it will be an interval scale.
Ma'am,
Obviously, this interval, yeah.
ma'am, let's say we will say that the rating 1 is very bad and rating 5 is very good. Then we cannot difference between very good and good and
Yeah,
very bad
yeah,
and
at that time it will be a ordinal.
ma'am, but
Ma'am,
this is the same
if
case.
labeling is mentioned, then
Labeling like good, very good, like that.
yes,
At
ma'am.
that time it will be a ordinal one.
If
Because
there is a okay.
yeah, continue please.
So like if there is a rating from 0 to 5, then it will be a ratio scale, right?
Yeah. Because in that sense you can say that okay, this book is much better than the another one. There will be one comparison kind of things. If some book has not about the book, then we should change the scenario, like let's say ice cream parlor. One ice cream parlor, second ice cream, and one has a 2 rating, another has 4 rating, then you also okay, taste is much better there.
So we are not categorizing in this case, ma'am.
Yeah, that's why here in this particular case it's not categorizing, and also there is no absolute zero. That's why it's getting to be interval scale. Fine. See, this rating kind of things can take any of the things like ordinal, interval, or ratio. But it depends on how the scenario is created. In this particular example, she has to give the rating from 1 to 5 scale only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The uniform difference, and that too not, let's say, that is also not categorized like good, better, best, or outstanding, or this kind of things. That's why it's interval. If someone will put one more things with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, some numbers like good, good, satisfactory, and this kind of things, then it will not remain interval also. Then it has to be categorical, and in categorical it will go for the ordinal.
Ma'am, rating can be a ratio scale?
Yeah, then the context has to change.
Can you give an example for that?
As of now, being honest, I am not having any example for the ratio as a rating, but in next session I will come with that.
Like 0 to 5 will be a example for ratio scale, right?
Sorry, what you said?
So like 0 to 5 will be a like example for ratio scale, right?
If it is 0 to 5 also, then also we have to look out to the scenario, what it is. Even though with the same scenario, like this rating, if she can give 1 to 5, she can also, like, if I remove 1 to 0, then also it will go to interval. It depends how the scenario is created. For this rating kind of thing, I will have one example in next session. That will clear these three things.
For the fourth question, why it would not be both interval knowledge? Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Anything else, as like it's 8:25?
Ma'am, that one rating 1 and 5, it is like a good, excellent the same way, right? It is
Sorry?
not like interval 1 and 5 is 5 times better, right?
Yeah.
Then it would have been ordinal, right? Ordinal scale.
No, not
But it is
ordinal,
a,
because there is
in,
one
in
uniform difference between each and every rating. That's why it's going to be interval. It's not categorizing the book based on the rating. That's why we are putting it on an interval scale.
Okay, but it's a very thin margin, right? It's very
Yeah.
difficult to differentiate between both.
Yeah, but as soon as we will come to the week 3 now, you will like have clarity on these things, because as we progress, the things will get much clearer.
Okay, ma'am. Thank
As
you.
as in week 1, we have just introduced the things. That's why it's creating more problem. In week 2, these margins will be clear. This is very thin margin, as you see. That will be cleared in next session, because there will be, we have a difference between interval and ratio, interval and ordinal, and then
Okay.
it will get more clearer. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Fine. So for today's session, I am stopping here. If there is any doubt, please come with that doubt in next session, or you can put your doubt on discourse also, and we can have discussion there. Okay. Thank you for today.